Hi there. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you'll stick around with me today and paint this just for you birthday card. It's a cute little wreath with a birdhouse in it. So fun. Today I'm using my size 6 Intuition round brush by Artegria, my Mei Liang watercolor palette, and my ceramic palette, and a dish of water. I'll also be painting on this 300 GSM watercolor paper by B Paper Company. I've cut it in half and scored it to make a little card. And I'll be using some clear acrylic stamps. Let's get started. So I'm going to start this with some deep Hocker's green, and I'm just going to very imperfectly and um, relaxed make a circle, and then just kind of even that out. I'm going to take some brown. I think I'll use this burned brown. And I just want to make some little branches in here. And not a ton of that brown. And then maybe back to this deep Hocker's green. And just making some little maybe holly leaves. And, you know, I'm not trying to make these any kind of perfect representation. I want this really loose and relaxed. Okay. How about some olive green? I just want some leaves. Just these little strokes. They do not need to be perfect. Just gonna put in some more little vine kind of ideas here, maybe. And I'm just kind of making this a lighter wash. Some of these long, long, kind of grassy looking leaves. Not very many, but just some variety in there. And then I had decided I wanted a little wintry birdhouse in this. So I think I'll use my coal black. And I kind of want to do this scallopy kind of roof line. And then how about kind of a broad stroke over here for this shaded side. Not perfect, but we're going to see. And then I'm just taking water in here just to kind of soften that all up and see how it wants to turn out. Okay, we're going to leave that. We're going to see how it, I'm going for a bit of a little rough hewn, um, very watery. So we'll see. It may be a little lopsided, and that's okay. And maybe we can soften up this right here. Just kind of adding in some of this black again. Okay. And I really want to loosen all of this up. So kind of want to overlap some leaves in there. Just get this a bit softer. Now I'm just kind of filling out some places, filling in a very light wash of this olive. And I have some, let's see, what do I want to use here? I want a little bit of blue in here. I think I'm going to use this fresh blue. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty. That's the right one. It's a very good tie-in with this deep Hoker's green. And I'm just kind of varying how I hold my brush to add in more of these. I find that helps me to keep it very loose and a bit random, I think. Overlapping some of it. Okay. Now, I loved where some of this water kind of incorporated and has really loosened some of those leaves, and even just some of the branches and other greeneries. And so I'm going now with just water on my brush and touching some of these areas that could just use some loosening. These holly leaves could definitely have some of that. And not trying to eradicate all the detail, but just loosening some of this stuff up. Let these pigments in some of these places just intermingle a bit more. I love that. And if you hit something and maybe it's a bit too muddy, too washed out, just go over it with something else if you want. I just did not love how super dark this holly is right here. So I'm just touching it with some water and kind of lifting some of that pigment. Yeah, that works for me. Okay, I want to see about kind of smoothing this side of the birdhouse. This should be somewhat thinner maybe than this other side. I don't know, maybe we're looking at it more straight on, so I just want to kind of tidy that up just because it was a little too jaggedy for me. So I'm just kind of smoothing that. I had rinsed my brush and then mostly dragged off and blotted out the water. Yeah, that works. I'm really not trying for perfection on any of this, but this is a gift for someone. It's a birthday card, and I do think I'm seeing it a little more critically, you know. I like the whimsical, watery, and kind of messy look, but I don't want someone else to think that I just halfway, put in just half effort. So, and I don't think it looks like that, but, and I'm probably overthinking it. I have a tendency to do that some. And I liked that scallop look, but I don't love it so much right now. I feel like I lost a lot of it. And so I may kind of tidy up a bit of this. Okay, now we need a little hole up here, and then a little post maybe. So what I like to do is make the circle here. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to put a little dot beneath it. Okay, I'm kind of reintroducing a bit of that shape. And then just kind of adding in some of this shadow over here. Okay, and I like that bit of texture. And so what I want to do on this right side is with a bit of rinsed pigment, just go in and add some strokes, some light little wood grain. Okay, I've rinsed and mostly blotted my brush, and I'm just going to go in here touching the edges of this circle and let that pigment kind of bleed into the center. So it looks a little darker in there. Okay, I'm going to go into my olive green. I want some of these leaves to kind of overlap. Okay, and then I just want to add some little berries. I'm using Scarlet for this. And I'm kind of varying up how big those are. Some are tiny dots and some are a little bit bigger, and I'm happy with that. So you may do as you like, obviously, but that's how I'm doing mine. This one I didn't love because it's a tiny bit oblong. So I'm just going to see if I can lift that out with my brush. I just rinsed my brush and blotted it dry. And I've done that again. I'm just kind of lifting out this wet pigment. And then I'll go back with a little Deep Poker's Green, because that's kind of what's behind there, and just kind of touch that in. Okay, back to the red. And I'm kind of going straight from my palette, just from my paint here, rather than going to my ceramic, because I'm just using a dab of this, a dot of it on my brush. I love these. They're so fun. I may be overdoing it slightly, but I love that. So fun. And I could do more. You could do more. You could put in some ribbons or whatever. I love this blue. And I actually, this is quite watery and it's kind of turned into just one little thing here. So I want to go in and just kind of overlap a little into that so that I have some, just have some different things going on maybe. Let's see. Kind of some things sticking out behind there. And then how about a few over here? Fun. Super fun. Okay, maybe a little more olive in a couple of those leaves, kind of make them overlap a little, I would think. And that was kind of a mess. There we go. Okay, now I'm taking a little water to some of that. Just kind of loosen that up. I'm just adding a little, I don't know, detail to a few of these long olive leaves. I'm going to kind of smooth this. It's a little too dark. And I love it. I would love to add a little red bird or blue bird or a little black and white bird or something in here, a little chickadee, but I don't feel confident in doing that today, and I want to stop while I still feel good about this. I may add a little bit of like shadow in here, just get some kind of some grounding for this birdhouse. Yeah, I love it. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Oh, that was a big drop of water from my ferrule. It had just kind of collected right on here. Gotta watch for that. I just wanted to add a little something right here, just because I want to make sure that that birdhouse is nice and grounded. I plan to get out my clear stamps and stamp a happy birthday, or I may have one that will fit inside the wreath, and then maybe a little something down here. But sweet little birthday card for a winter birthday. So I found the stamp that I want to use, and it's one of these clear stamps. It says "Just for You," and the trickiest part to this is getting it straight. So what I like to do is lay it on my card, and then I try to line up my acrylic on the side to kind of line up with the card. It's not a perfect system, and I know that there are some great tools out there. I know there are some great tools out there, but I do not have any of those tools, and I don't do a lot of stamping anymore. I used to do a lot more, but since I just don't really see the need of having something like that and having to find space for it. And so I just kind of make do, and it is an imperfect system for sure. The other thing that happens is, you have your card and it kind of bends, it warps, and so I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to do my best. If it's not perfect, it is hand done, and oh, I just kind of wiggled it, so I hope I didn't blur it. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. It did blur just a little over here, and that just sometimes happens. That was my finger kind of shook or spasmed. I don't know, but I kind of nudged it just almost imperceptibly, and so I have a little bit of double over here, and that's just going to have to be okay. If I trust my hand with a little ink, I can kind of go fill in between those. I'm really not going to worry about it. I may do a little happy birthday inside. I have a fun set that I like to use. I am not sure who this is by. It could be Stampabilities. I'm not sure. But I love this big happy and the little birthday. It's really cute together. So anyway, there you go. There's the final version. I did add a few more leaves in front of my little birdhouse here. I thought that would be a cute addition. I hope that you enjoyed this today. Thanks so much for tuning in and for painting along with me or following along. I hope you'll leave a comment and let me know how it went. And as always, happy painting.